Hello and welcome to this episode of the Veeam Community Recap. This is episode number 175. I cannot mess that up. A lot of episodes. I am back. I'm at home. Otherwise, normal circumstances. Looks like Maddie is rocking the impactful normal circumstances. How are you doing today?
Hello, Rick, and hello, community. I am doing well. Just still very hot in here in Romania. As I told you yesterday, we are in the 40s, so AC on is rocking the house. Um, I was telling you yesterday actually that I went to do some vaccines for my Asia trip to Veeam tour. So I still have a little bit of pain, but other than that, all good. And I'm super excited. Now that is official, I can just share it as well with the community. I'm going to be in Jakarta and then flying to Bangalore for Veeam tour next month. So that's really good. Looking forward to meet the community in there and our Veeam team. So yeah, a lot of things. And as always, the community keeps us busy.
Yes, it does. And it's funny. I have a little cheat sheet, Maddie. I'm pretty good with Celsius, and I've got a little cheat sheet here in my favorite images, and it stops at 38, which is 100 Celsius. Okay.
Yes.
So if you're in the 40s, I'm dying and you're crying. It's crazy. We
Yes.
though have been we were like 33, 34 through this weekend, and high humidity, which also amplifies the heat.
Yes.
But we are finally today going to be um, right at 30 or less. So I'm really
That's good. That's a
grateful
good
for that.
temperature.
Yeah, because I'm going camping. I'm going to camper van camping, and that would be miserable above 30. So, anyways, but to your point, yes, the community has kept on. Are you ready to jump in?
I am. Let's do it. We have some great content to share today. So, yeah, let's jump into it.
Yeah, so first up, this is actually a selection from me. I picked this one out. Messaged Maddie. I'm like, oh, we got to have this one. Link State has gone deep, has gone wide, and has gone thorough on the Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager, one of those newer hypervisors from Veeam. You might remember last year last week we spoke about Proxmox. This one,
Mhm.
we had this previous announcement that I think that was also Link State who highlighted that. That was Matt Crape, so that was Veeam doing it. But this is pretty cool. This is honestly, I've not played with the Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager, Maddie. I think this is a really good, thorough way to see how it will go, how you configure it, some of the architecture. Link State, it brought the details for sure.
Yeah, really fantastic write up, and great choice with this one, Rick. Super detailed one. A lot of information, guys. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't get scared. I assure you it's worth reading it. So just go for it. And you said last week we actually discussed Max's ProMax article, and that's going to come Q3 hopefully this year.
Yes, yes, Q3
And
this quarter.
yeah,
Yeah.
Max was sharing a great demo as well. Here we have a very long demo. And yeah, Luca is running an experiment where he's basically replacing VMware infrastructure with Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager. And he said like this was successfully, tested the Vim backup for Oracle Linux and then Red Hat virtualization 4.1. And yeah, there is like a full guide on how to install and configure it. I really like, that he's also kind of sharing all the way through his demo all the links from our help center, and that contains good information, official information. So I think that's actually very helpful if you try to do it, because you're going to find all the theory in there while you are in the process of install it and configure it as well. So I think it's really great one. Look up, well done, and yeah, to more to come.
Incredible, incredible content here. And he's like you said, going to our product docs, going to some of the KB articles, and I'm still not even done going through the scroll here. We must have
Mhm.
given him super user privilege to go with the long post, right? Because don't we have to have a
Yes,
permission? Yeah. So,
because
uh,
he's one of our legends, right? So he
that's
has
right.
like, yeah, he
Okay,
has
so
the
he's
privilege.
allowed to go this long, because
Mhm.
usually this isn't this is above the default length, but this is a complete tour, Link State. This is fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing my pick for the recap. Great job. All right. Next up, I want to draw your attention to Luis Eduardo Serrano's rocking and rolling here with some serverless Kubernetes. This one caught your
Mhm.
eye. What did you see, Maddie?
Yeah, so Luis is asking a simple question in here. What are the benefits of combining serverless architecture with Kubernetes, AKS serverless Kubernetes? And yeah, Louis discusses like a few advantages. If you, yeah, that's actually the paragraph where he's talking about that. And he's talking about simplifying container deployment, improve scalability, and the elasticity of applications, like the speeds up the development cycles and shortens time to market for new features. Also, you only pay for the resources used to run your PODs, and I'm sure there are more advantages than that could be added to this list. And then he's explaining what serverless computing is and gives us as well like a few examples of the serverless services and solutions in there, the OpenFast, AWS Lambda, Knative, Azure Functions, Google Cloud Run, etc., etc. And then he's discussing a bit more in detail the AWS AKS on Fargate, Knative, that is an open source project. And then what I think it's super interesting in here is that graph, where it shows the adoption of serverless computing. That's data from 2023. It would be really interesting actually to have more recent data. Um, and also what would be interesting would be like a graph with Kubernetes adoption and then, over years, and then a serverless Kubernetes adoption graphs. That would be super interesting, to see and compare. But what do you think, Rick? Is it still growing? Is it stagnant?
Oh, it's
Is
still
there,
growing. It's
what's the
still growing.
direction?
I think
Mhm.
it's also, we have a data point, and I can't remember where, but let's just say it this way. Most organizations have some form of Kubernetes in their IT stack somewhere. Whether it's fully blown into production or still in the pilot research phase, it's out there. And when Maddie and I were preparing our content this morning, I said, no excuse not to learn Kubernetes at the Veeam community. Just drawing everyone's attention again to our Kubernetes Corner. Great place, great resource with great contributors to make this content really, really good. So, no, I think Kubernetes is absolutely still present. And, I'm hearing some stories from our account teams and our architects and stuff. It's crazy that when I hear about some of the times when the Veeam Kasten for Kubernetes product was implemented, it's like, oh, I use that. I shop there. I'm a customer of that. It's out there, friends. So this is something that you know, I keep saying I'm gonna get into it. In 2021 or 2022, I went very infancy on. I really just followed one of Michael Cade's learning paths, and I got to a point, but I think I need to go a little bit further. So stay tuned. But thank you, Luis, for bringing this one up.
Yeah, great article.
Indeed. And next up, I don't know if I should say it. Maybe that's mean. Sir Michael Paul, stripped of his Vanguard and legendary status because he has joined Veeam, but he's on a path to greatness yet still. as he is now eligible to apply for Veeam MVP. We will see how that transpires. But in the meantime, Michael Paul is talking about Netplan on Ubuntu, creating
Yeah.
bonded interfaces. This is pretty cool.
First of all, congratulations, Michael, for your new role at Veeam. Long time since we haven't mentioned him in the recap, I think. Oh, look at that. Even hearts are
Sorry.
grown by Rick.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know we all like Michael, so yeah, he deserves a heart from us. But yeah, Michael was building in here a simple active backup bonded interface for a server and got some issues with Netplan not utilizing the configuration properly. And he talks about the two ways of monitoring an interface failure, the media independent interface and ARP monitoring. And the problem he encountered is when he tried to mix both ways of monitoring. It seems like that's not working. And here he explains very well what the trouble is. If you go to the problem with mixing both, yeah, those are the two monitoring failure ways. And then he talks about what happens when you are trying to mix both. He says, like, utilizing Netplan debug generate or Netplan debug apply will not generate any output that indicates you've got an invalid configuration. And then he talks and he gives more details on that. And then he goes like, hey, is there a fix? What would be the fix in here? But unfortunately, in this case, you can't really use, after he's kept on testing it and like trying to figure out if there is a way, and I'm sure because Michael would do that until there are no more options. So what he did is just like he tested it, and then he got to the conclusion, hey, you cannot use a combination of two. So the solution is really to choose whether one or the other monitoring ways is best for you, depending on what you needed. And then, you know, you are going to the commands and section. And yes, he gives us some commands at the end that can help us with troubleshooting. So yeah, thank you, Michael, for running the test for our community and let us know about it, things that we can encounter when we are trying to, do this. So as always, great detailed write-up. Um, and yeah,
It's got to be
what's your
real world.
takeaway?
Yeah, this is from real world experience. Michael's role, and he's taking a new role at Veeam, but like his experience with his previous roles. So these are the types of things that when you're building advanced architectures and really trying to shape traffic a certain way, these are the things you find on Linux as well. And I have not come into this scenario. I'm familiar with, this school of thought, but I've not gone to anywhere level of this depth here. But one thing I'll say is, and he ends it up really nicely here with, let's get the documentation right on Linux. I think the way these individual modules are kind of built in their own development cycles and then join into the operating system, I think that's why there's a disconnect, or at least
Mm-hmm.
you can't use both, or some of the outputs don't match. I think that's why. But this is the knowledge that matters. Michael Paul, good stuff. Thank you so much for sharing that one. All right, that is our complete inventory of content to share. Yes, you do see more tabs, but this is special department. We're turning a page. All right, next up is Mr. Chris Huss with part 2 of the exam prep, an online event. This looks cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is going to take place next week, July the 26th. And yeah, this is round 2 of VMC V12 exam prep. Shane has again as a guest Chris, one of our technical trainers at Veeam. And you definitely want to attend this one. You can ask all your questions, especially if you are preparing for a VMC exam. I'm not sure they're going to get into VMCA, so that might not be very helpful if you are preparing for VMCA, because this is a group dedicated to VMCE. You might be sneaky and you want to, just go and ask your VMCA questions, but this is dedicated to VMCE. So for all the people out there, even if you are not going to do the exam in the next few months, but you think about, I just want to do it next year, or I'm going to start preparing in 6 months. I think it's still good. Go there and, just hear from the experts. It's always a good exercise.
Yeah, thank you, Chris, and already a good solid list of attendees as well. So great way to prepare for the VMCE V12. Good stuff. All right, next up, I did translate this to English, but I just wanted to let everyone know that there will be an online event in Arabic where Muhammad and Amer are going to break down the VMon news. I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. So our VUG Egypt leader, Mohammed, is organizing this event with Amer Sadek, who is one of our systems engineers in Egypt. It's going to take place in on July 31st. But I decided to add it anyway to our events list just to make everyone aware that this is happening. And yeah, they will do a Vimon update in Arabics, as you said. And this is fantastic because you know what? I don't think we have any Vimon tour in any of the Arabic
Oh,
world. So this comes really handy. What do you think?
I think I didn't put that together, but given that we're on the
Yeah.
Veeam community and given that Maddie has posted on the top of every page, we can go get the Veeam on Tours list. And if
Yeah.
you haven't joined, you can find one. This map isn't exactly all the way right, but yeah, there is none in the MEA world, the Middle East Africa, that would be Arabic speaking, and none of these are even close. Yeah, so good point. But thank
Yeah.
you, Amer, and thank you, Mohammed. I know you guys will do great for that. And again, delivered in Arabic, that's also a benefit for people around the world as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, last up, I think it was Thursday of last week, the 11th, we had the V100 show, first of the month. We pushed it out 1 week because of the US holiday. And we
Mhm.
had Jonah, we had Ian from South Africa, we had Jeff, and we had Mads herself. Maddie was also kind of hosting this V100 show. I attended. I think this was a great one, Maddie. This was great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. I think it was really good because, first of all, we had these two guys that are super good at what they are doing. Like when we talk Kubernetes, both Ian and Jeff, everyone already kind of knows in the community Jeff, and we know that he's always posting a lot of Kubernetes content. But I don't think that many people know Ian, and he's actually a pro when it comes to that. So what we wanted to do in here is to actually give visibility to their project, the project that they created, actually the three projects that they created at Hackathon 2023. And yeah, if you missed on it, I definitely advise you to watch it because there is conversation as well on Hackathon 2024 that is going to take place at the end of September. You can find details where you can subscribe, for and register for it. And yeah, you can just ask your questions as well. And we're going to have another two shows dedicated to Hackathon 2023. The next one is going to be August 1st. Soon we're gonna have a post on LinkedIn, the Veeam software official account, and then the last one is going to be in September the 5th, and we are going to talk to the winning team. So looking forward
Ooh.
to that. But yeah, just go and replay it in here. The link is just there. So
Yes,
and
yeah. I think that was cool because their work from the hackathon project is the winning project, to bring that and elevate it up. Ian's one of our best architects. I mean, this is great. This is a kind of an all-star cast, and again, you can get involved now for the hackathon 2024. I think this is cool stuff, and I'm glad we could also elevate their work more than just the hackathon. into these special shows. And by the way, Maddie, you were a very good host for the show.
Thank you.
So,
Appreciate that, Rick.
yeah. Awesome. All right. That is it for special department news, but there's
There's
more.
one more thing that I
Oh,
wanted to
one more
mention
thing.
before
That's
we
right.
go to who's new, but I like
Yeah.
that number. I
Uh,
definitely like that plus 82. Next Monday, we are going to select best blogs in July for the blog of the month contest. So you still have like a weekend to write
uh,
your piece of content so you can be part of that contest, and maybe get the blogger of the month.
and just to tell everybody how easy it is when you're logged in as a member. Now, I can't do it as me because I have extra permissions, but all you do is just hit create topic. That's how easy it is to drop in content at our Veeam Community Hub. So when you say get your content in, that's what she's referring to. It is that easy, everyone. So, all right, good stuff. Now, who's new? 82. That rhymes. Thank you, Sophia, for preparing this week's Who's New. Looking for some names I recognize. I see Jason from Ingram. Welcome, Veeam partner. I like that one. Stephen X. That's cool.
Mhm.
Param. That's cool. Rudy Bryans. If happy birthday almost, if that's what's up. Fiona, welcome. Some cool names here. Don't recognize anybody I know. I recognize a couple of companies, but welcome, welcome. Oh, no, I know somebody I know. If this is who I think it is, Chris, if that, I'm going to give you some business in the comments. If that's you, welcome here. Former Veemer, good guy. All right, 82. Who has Sophia picked as coolest usernames this week? She has picked Bitfolio, Loco, Rocky Beach, and I don't care.
Really good
Those are
ones.
good.
Good job, Sophia.
I like Bitfolio and I don't care and Rocky Beach. That's cool. Loco, they're all four of them are cool. This is great.
Yeah.
All right, now I didn't actually look to see what the Alfred's pick was, but Alfred's pick is the control dock. Oh, that's cool. Control dock, you have a badge coming your way. Welcome, everyone. So good stuff. Thank you again, Sophia, for preparing the Who's New. We like doing that, celebrating the new members, and I love seeing some of the cheeky, fun, mysterious usernames that come through. It's kind of fun.
It's always good. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's always fun to do that. And yeah,
yeah,
as you said, it's a good way to celebrate people that are joining the community. So yeah.
yeah. Awesome. Great work, Madalena. Thank you for prepping everything.
Yeah, you are welcome, Rick. And I think next week you are on vacation.
Yeah, we have to make a plan. I'm going to be doing a vacation again, but my last vacation of the summer. But I'm going to be doing one of those camper van, talking about the heat camper van vacation. So um, if you're back home, I'll let you pick someone. Um, just as long as I feel like Sophia's a team player. If you had to, you could call upon her. But we've got the
She's,
community, so.
I think she's off as well, Rick, next
Oh,
week.
oh, that might be a
Both of
challenge.
you.
Oh,
So it's not a challenge. I already have someone.
I'm not worried. I know that you will sort it out. So
You
awesome.
met.
Well, thank you so much, Maddie. Thank you, community. And 176 next week will be a surprise. I don't even know what she schemed, but I'm sure you all will figure it out. Have a great weekend, everyone.